here at the Carrier Dome, where they've taken up Jim Boeheim Court and laid down the NCAA logo for tonight's Sweet 16 matchups. The Nets are no more here in the Carrier Dome as Michigan State tops Louisville in an overtime thriller, 76-70. Well, Jay, the atmosphere here was unlike anything I've ever seen before. From the second the team ran down the hill and took the field, this place was louder than I've ever heard. Not only that, but the Orange was able to put 8 players on the court for over 20 minutes, giving the coaches plenty to assess moving forward. Next up for the Orange is a much-needed bye week. Sean Hickey said he hopes the team can take 4 or 5 days to take their mind off the loss, get healthy again, and get back on the field in 2 weeks when they'll head down to Pittsburgh. And I'm Katy Williams, live from the Carrier Dome. Coming up in sports, Syracuse has a huge comeback win against the Virginia Tech Hokies. We've got all your post-game reaction and more. And as soon as that game was over, crews got to work right away, ripping up the court, making sure everything was ready to get this ice laid down. A lot still going on here today. You can see over here, they're cutting up plexiglass to put up on the boards. Over on this side, they're putting in the penalty boxes. For the second time in 3 years, Syracuse found itself in the national championship. And for the second time, they weren't the team celebrating. Another Duke game, another record crowd here in the Dome, but not another win for the Orange. Despite Michael Benajay having a career night against his former team, a defensive breakdown in the second half handed SU the 80-72 loss. The offensive struggles continued for the Orange on Saturday as they only ended up here in the end zone once in a 30-7 loss to the Pitt Panthers. Opening night here in the Carrier Dome for SU Hoops, and there was a brand new logo on the court as Syracuse also was opening the 2K Classic. Graduating from Syracuse provided goalie Dominic Lamolinera an opportunity to realize a different dream. When the season starts on Saturday, the grad student will be on the sidelines, but this time as an assistant coach. I caught up with him earlier this week to learn more about the transition. For Dominic Lamolinera, 4 years just wasn't enough. And head coach John Desko has been impressed with his performance so far.
The fact that he's able to recognize what the goalies are doing in their save and their technique, and I think just the way he's dealing with the athletes, he's way ahead of where I see a lot of guys who come out and try to coach right away.
Lamolinera first discovered his passion for coaching in college when he helped with lacrosse camps during his summers. But he says that the transition this season has been quite the learning curve.
There's a lot. I'm working with Coach Desko, Coach Donahue, two of the most knowledgeable lacrosse minds that I've ever met. And, I'm just asking a lot of questions.
Most of the players Lamo is now coaching were his teammates just last year, and that relationship still impacts how he coaches.
They definitely view me as more of a coach than a teammate as last year, but at the same time, I'm still friends with a lot of these guys. I hang out with them on the weekends, but not a whole lot's changed other than the 2 hours a day of practice.
Me and him have been pretty close the past couple of years and stuff, and last year we really helped and worked together with each other, and so I really like having him back this year.
Another thing that he'll have to get used to, not taking the field on game days. Lamolinera thinks he'll be prepared for that new experience come Saturday.
It'll be different, I'm not necessarily afraid of it, but at the same time I would love to be playing again. It's something that I have to get used to.
And while there may be some nerves, it's clear the former goalie is coming into his own on the sideline.
You can get pretty fired up sometimes, and he's not afraid to get in your face if you're doing something wrong, which is definitely a good thing. And he's just a really good motivator.
I feel like I found a passion for it, and I always wanted to have a job that I was passionate about, that I wanted to wake up for and go to every single day. And I think coaching's really the only thing. I have fun doing it every day. It's the highlight of my day, even though I'm not playing anymore. So I feel like that's a good sign as to what I should do with my career.
It'll be a season full of new experiences for Dominic Lamolinera, but also one that he hopes will help him build a future career. When I spoke with Coach Desko, he said that he thinks Lamolinera has the potential to develop into a great coach in the future. Syracuse opens the season on Saturday in the Carrier Dome against Siena. We'll have your full check of sports at 4:45. Back to you guys.